my makeup loving friends, how's it going? Welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hi, my name is Teresa. I have my gorgeous, beautiful, transcendent, glorious friend Gaia here with me, looking, let's face it, radiant. She's beautiful. And look, I mean, this is one of those weird instances where I can actually legitimately be like, you guys asked for this because ye liked the last ones that we did, and even if ye hadn't, if I'm 100% honest, I'd have done this anyways, because this is my channel. La 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 la. Anyways, if you can tell, me and Gaia are back. We are doing more reviews of shit or shitty reviews. So it's where we take reviews of items, usually makeup, beauty, skincare, that sort of thing, that we have found on the internet. So everywhere from Feel Unique to Cult Beauty to Beauty Bay has quite a few. They're an interesting one. To Amazon, and we decide, are these just rubbish products or are they rubbish reviews? We had quite a few interesting ones the last time. So we're going to get straight on into it. And the first offering that we actually have is from Amazon. And this is of the Rimmel Wake Me Up Makeup Foundation SPF 15 Classic Beige. This particular reviewer, it just says Amazon customer. So they weren't even confident enough to give their name. They're like, I need to go into like full anonymity on this. Despite this, put down not ordered, and yet over it says verified purchase. So everything about this is just sheer confusion to me, and I love it, but I'm so confused.
I would also go on anonymous if I was to write this review, because I'd be so embarrassed.
Do you know what? The more I'm looking at these, and you're going to see it, this is a theme on this episode of just people just not knowing how to write reviews. And I don't mean like, they have to write beautiful, eloquent. We had some beautiful ones in the last two episodes of like people like a butterfly's kiss. It was beautiful, very emotive, very evocative. Now, we're not saying like, oh, you have to have like honors level English or whatever, but like there are just general criteria of, you know, having used the item.
And also 1 star. I mean, I would at least, if you had not ordered it, I'd at least give it like 3, because I mean, it could have been the best thing ever, it could have been the worst thing ever. Just
or alternative suggestion,
actually order it.
just don't give it a review if you haven't ordered it.
That's a better idea, but I feel with some of these people, we shouldn't jump from, you know, A to Z in one step. I think we should give them some in between steps.
That's true. We can't go straight to logic.
No, it's a long road to recovery.
I mean, logic has no place on the internet, if we're 100% honest.
This is the Kiehl's Facial Care Oil-Free Skincare Cucumber Herbal Alcohol-Free Toner, 250 mils. First of all, this is £31.79. Anyway, Jane Doe, but spelt dough like bread dough.
Love
so
it.
10 points for the name. Gave this 1 star, and we get a really detailed review here. Meh.
I mean, I assume that she's writing reviews professionally because, well,
I think she's probably a paid reviewer, like at this caliber.
I would assume so. I mean, like you said, the name, epic. I do think, though, that she should just be looking at baking goods and should just be reviewing those under that name.
I think I agree.
But, I mean, again, we just juxtapose that against some of our reviews from the last episode, like, why, Laura Mercier in the middle of a crisis, which is, by the way, to date, my favourite review. And I did have a moment a couple of days ago where I felt that person, not like in a creepy way, but like, oh, maybe. But I felt her spirit inhabit me because, for those who don't know me...
Okay, that's not sounding any better.
Yeah, I mean, look, language, not my fore, you know, just saying. But for those who don't know me, I do love Maltesers to a frightening degree, and there are Maltesers ice creams, and I'll put a picture up now to explain. Totally off topic, but you're going to have to deal with my rant. So there you go. This is my review, and I was very excited, and I was driving back, and I was like, I want an ice cream, and I stopped in several places because once I get something in my head, I want it, and I will continue until I get it.
Just like Veruca salt in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Honestly, I should have more squirrels.
I mean, they're very cute.
Yeah. But I stopped in several places, and it seems that they have gotten rid of the original Maltesers ice cream and they've placed it with something else that has no gluten. What? No. Who asked for that? No. I want gluten in my Maltesers ice cream. And I did just send like a very frenzied voice note to Gaia, just being like, no! So.
But part of you send it to me because you knew I'd get it.
Yeah.
Because instantly I turned around and I was like, I know the ones you mean. I'm so devastated that they've changed them. No. I've also done the same. I've gone to, when they started doing the mint magnums, I went to 4 or 5 different shops, like walking around, just trying to find them. And then afterwards, I literally just sat there at home. Everyone else had ice cream. And I just sat there sulking because I was like, no, it's this ice cream or no ice cream.
Honestly. And like, other people don't get it. And I'm like, no, but I have my head set on this. Nothing else is going to do. And don't make me eat or have something else because that's going to anger me.
I won't do it. I won't.
So yeah, I understood her in that moment, and now I take back everything I said in our previous episode. I get her, and I too would have gone out and got Laura Mercier bombs in bulk.
Laura Mercier bombs at like what? How much were they? Like 26 quid or whatever.
Yeah.
Maltese at like a couple of quid.
To be fair, I'd have gone to a shop with a freezer bag and just bought a whole chunk of those Maltesers ice creams.
You've got to stock up on them because you never know if they're going to just stop doing them.
Stress. I don't need that in my life.
No, I don't either. The uncertainty, not of food. Don't take that away from me. Not the food.
It's upsetting. Anyways, then the next thing we have is again another little review from Amazon, because Amazon really does give us quite a bit. This is Cover FX custom cover drops 15mm N120. Now, in case you don't know, these are drops to add to like your foundation, okay? Like I think most of us who are watching this, we have a general idea. Gladys Jenner, it seems, didn't have that info. I don't know what she thought she was buying. She gave it 1 star and she said, dislike. I wanted a bronzer, not makeup. So dark. No good. I mean, there's so much there to unpack. A bronzer is makeup?
Gladys, you need to understand that all bronzers are makeup. Okay, not all makeup is bronzers, but all bronzers are makeup. And so I don't understand your statement.
It's a simple class inclusion problem. Piaget would be very confused about you right now because he'd be like, what is she, under the age of 7?
Oh.
If you're psychology, you know.
If you know, you know.
I'm saying.
We know. Do you know?
Anyways, confusing. Apparently bronzer is no longer makeup. Who knew?
Bronzer is now octopus.
Bronzer is actually a state of mind.
I just looked over and the first thing I saw was my little squishy octopus, and that's what it decided it would be.
Fair. I do actually think that like octopi would enjoy bronzers.
Imagine how fast they do their makeup. Like, just, done.
Spectacular. Needs to happen. I mean, they've taught them how to like open jars.
They're so smart. People don't give them enough credit.
I'm going to be an octopus when I grow up.
Me too. I can slap 8 people at the same time. Imagine all the flapping.
Frugals.
8 flappers.
Straight off, just soaring through the ocean. Very efficient.
This is the MAC Pro Longwear Blush in Stay By Me by Sarah F. So she rates this 1 star. Just brilliant. Loved this item. Would buy again from seller. That's great, Sarah.
This is one of those things where maybe Amazon aren't very clear on the rating system. You know how like on some questionnaires you get like with 1 being very bad and 5 being very good. Scale. Yeah, a nice little Likert scale. Maybe they weren't very clear, or maybe they, like reverse scored it. Like we
forgot to, yeah.
That's what I'm assuming is happening there. But like I think most of us has filled out like a review at some point where we've like rated something out of. I mean, I'm constantly doing it on my channel of like rating things out of 10. So this is very confusing. Is it like, like in dating, God, I hate dating, where there's that awful trend of negging, where they're like, oh, I give somebody a negative thing to get them interested in me. Is that what she's
Oh
doing?
yeah, yeah, yeah. You should be grateful for really what it's like a complisol. It's what I call it.
Is this what's happening? Is this the online review version of a complisalt?
I think it's because Amazon. I think because Jeff has really, really annoyed a lot of people recently. And so I think what we're trying to do is, because he went into space, we're trying to bring him back down to Earth, quite literally. Actually, we don't want him. Take him.
No,
Aliens, take him.
keep him out
Um,
there.
he is the alien. He is an alien. Please don't demonetize us because you're an alien. Wait, what? That's not the right person. Please cut this out. Um, maybe that's what they're trying to do. Maybe they're trying to be like, oh, playing hard to get. That's what I was trying to say. And then being like, hey, Amazon, we don't actually like you that much. We could live without you. Just we don't need you. Yeah, and then so that they can bring him down, you know.
All I'm saying is it's very confusing, and I feel like these are like the sort of people that we have, you know, the instructions on bleach that says things like don't drink because they need to have everything explained to them.
Or on packets of nuts, may contain nuts.
Yeah, like the obvious statements. So
Mm.
this one, and you're going to see there's a lot of these. You look at these online and you're just like, there's a lot of people that don't know how to review things. It's frightening.
And if you don't take the time to look at the reviews individually, this is bringing down the score.
It does. And it makes that seller look bad, which
Yeah.
is not fair. So
No.
yeah, we don't like. Then the next thing we have is W7 Foundation, Sheer Color Foundation, Tube Biscuit. So it's £3.80.
Tube biscuit, as in a tube biscuit.
I'd
I
love
was like,
that.
that sounds delicious.
It does. I think it's like something you get in America where you could just get like a tube and just plop it out onto a baking tray and just go thump.
I was thinking of those in those biscuit tins and you get the little hollow cigar shaped kind of things,
Yes.
and they're thin. Oh, I love them so much.
We will get on topic at some point.
Yes, we will.
Neither of us are very good on this.
And together
we are a disaster. Good luck editing.
A beautiful disaster.
I'll probably keep this in because whatever, don't care. Anyways, Rachel Malaburn put 1 star and said, don't you tell me what to do with my things, because I don't like that. Anyways, it's a verified purchase. She said, this item arrived broken with the squirter broken off. How awful can you get? I'm very confused because I'm looking at the item and I'm like, what do you mean the squirter? Because it's a tube and you squeeze it. Do you mean that the tube was broken? Do you,
maybe the little nozzle bit that it comes out of, as in it was maybe it was cracked or something, so when you twist it off it had broken. I don't know, I can't think about. I mean, that's not, I won't lie, that's not where my mind went when it said squirter instantly. But
if you know what you're doing, that is the result that you get. Save it for special occasions because, the planet is dying and we can't do laundry all the time.
No, we can't.
No. But yeah, it's a funny one. Yeah, I mean, I just don't know what it is that she's referring to on that one. So weird.
This is the Laura Mercier High Coverage Concealer for Under Eye number 7. Cynthia Smith gave this 1 star. I am traumatized. This is dark brown. Who would put this under their eyes? Do not buy! Again, don't tell me what to do. I will not buy this because it's not cruelty free, but I would consider it just because you told me not to.
Which is confusing. But can I also just say, who wants brown under their eyes? Oh, the caucasity. The caucasity. There are people with different skin tones out there.
Hello!
There's plenty of people. Literally. A whole chunk of the world's population needs a dark concealer. And this is why I get so angry on R&R when people are coming out with rubbish shade ranges. What?
I am traumatized by the caucasity of this bitch.
Thank you. And also, can I just say, I know like we tend, like as human beings, to throw around the whole thing of like, oh, I'm traumatized, like a lot. And I'm kind of like, okay, I get it. I get that some people use it for dramatic effect, blah, 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 blah. And on some occasions, it kind of makes sense. But in general, maybe it's just me coming from a psychology point of view, but I'm like, being traumatized and suffering from a traumatic event is actually massive, and you're trivializing it and kind of putting those
There's
in the
so
same
many
thing.
things like that, like traumatizing, gaslighting, using mental health problems as objective, saying like, "Oh, you're OCD." It's like, how can you be obsessive compulsive disorder? Like, stop it, behave yourselves, learn, educate, inform yourselves. No, stop it.
I can't understand putting something like that on the internet where it stays there. Like I can understand how, look, I'm not saying that everyone's perfect and that they have to be perfect all the time. I'm sure I've said something stupid like this from time to time.
Yeah,
But I wouldn't, like, I'd take it down
yeah,
or
yeah.
or, or I'd, you know, like it's just, oh,
It's just it gives me the ick. Like, that's one of my biggest pet peeves is people, like, I get it. It's like sometimes I'm more likely to make jokes about things that I personally experienced as a coping mechanism, and I
yeah,
feel like that's different. But then when you get people like throwing it around, it's like you just sit by someone's experienced it, and you're like, you wouldn't be saying that if you'd experienced the real deal, you know?
exactly. It's like people from the community can use the terminology. Like,
Exactly.
we have that in the LGBT community that we've reclaimed certain phrases and certain words. The POC community have reclaimed certain words themselves. That doesn't mean that we can use them,
No,
you know. But it's just one of those ones that I'm like, oh dear, and it does feel. I think it's. I'm also just annoyed with the whole like, who would want brown under their eyes, and I'm like,
just because you wouldn't doesn't mean you represent everybody. Like, the earth does not revolve around you.
it's just the lack of perspective taking.
Oh, yeah. Gosh, damn.
Enough said on that one. Enough
Yeah.
said. This next one then comes from Feel Unique, and they had the Anastasia Beverly Hills dual-ended firm detail brush number 14. Now, by the way, this has an average of 2 stars, so this really did not do well. There's 39 reviews. It's £18. Let me know down below if any of you guys have this, because Sarah puts down bushy brush, which honestly I giggled for a good minute in the car when I was looking at this. A bushy brush, that's not what we want. She said they charge a lot of money for a brush that is only good for one use. I cleaned it once with mild soap and the bristles curled outward, making it a bushy mess. Waste of $18. That's annoying, very annoying. And it seems to be a consistent theme because Anonymous, the internet group, they are into makeup, as we found out in our last few episodes. But then disappointment. Oh, that's my parents' name for me. JK, my parents actually like me, it's fine. But they put down, I am so disappointed with this brush. I bought 2 of them. That's how excited I was about them. Oh, premature purchase. I feel you, my love. I feel you. When I opened the first one, I could tell it wasn't as flat as it was supposed to be. But anyway, I decided to give it a try. All of the sudden, the bristles were all over, falling apart. Then I decided to open the second one. It seemed like there was a wax holding the bristles together. After I used and cleaned it, they were also all over. I am so disappointed. I will stick with my brush 12.
Why would you spend £18 on this? Like,
Twice. £36.
yeah. I mean, you can get yourself, one of these bad boys off Amazon for like what? They're like, I'm pretty sure they can come as part of a set. You're literally not spending more than like a £2, 2, 3 quid on them. They do the same job.
Honestly, I mean, don't get me wrong. There are some like brushes that I love having like high-end versions of because I just think they are better. But
Yeah.
on things like this, I'm like, oh, like I have like some Morphe ones and they're perfect.
But correct me if I'm wrong as well. Like, Anastasia Beverly Hills isn't well known for their brushes. Like, it's not something that,
No, I
they're
have
known for their
like,
brow products, but
yeah,
not their brushes, I don't think.
yeah, I have a few of their brushes and they're fine. you know, like I'm not like they're not my be all and end all. Like there are brushes that I like would
Just a
repurchase. Um, but they're not in my list of ones that I'd be like, oh, I must replace those if they go missing. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, just thought that was interesting, and also bushy brush.
This is the Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. Disappointing. This is Luminous. So I just received the foundation and being very excited, I quickly ran to try it. I could never be more disappointed. My face looks like a tree bark. It's flowery, stays in the pores, doesn't distribute evenly, and believe me, I have normal skin. I don't want to know what it looks like on dry skin. I wouldn't even wear it at home. Who doesn't believe me to buy it? I think they mean like, if you don't believe me, buy it yourself kind of thing. I will never make this mistake again. Helen456 says, unfortunately, my sample arrived smashed and empty, so wasn't able to try it out. Similarly, Eden04 said they would love to leave a review, just a shame it didn't actually arrive. Again, a promotion. Another promotion, Danny Bear says, it's a great all-day foundation, but it's a shame it wasn't her shade. She did a full-up face application, it lasted well and had a great feel. Ruth41 says, no point. I just got an email asking if I liked my sample. I'm still waiting for my sample, therefore I can't give you an answer. Vicky7940 says she received an empty envelope. The envelope wasn't sealed, so unfortunately all I received was an empty envelope, as the sample must have fallen out. And Jade12334 says that it's a fab foundation. Amazing foundation, unfortunately wrong colour, but have since bought in my own colour and wouldn't use anything else, but still gave it 1 star. All of these are 1 stars actually.
Yeah. So much to unpack here. I mean, the first review is like, I would kind of be like, you know what? Yeah, that's fair. You've given a very justifiable review. I like, you know, comparing yourself to a tree because, you know, trees are rather fantastic, but we don't really want our facial features to, you know, resemble that of a tree bark.
But a tree bark and flowery?
Yeah.
Ones really rough, ones were like fine. So I was a bit like, in my brain, I was like, what does that look like? Is it like somebody threw talcum powder at a tree?
And that is our next episode. We're going to experiment by throwing flour at trees. Because science. Yeah, it's an interesting sort of like scrambled metaphor, which I'm kind of like, look, do you know what? I'm not going to give out because that's the way that my brain works as well. I'm not very good at putting together metaphors. So I'm like, okay, you know what? You did it, you did the thing, and I think it was a very reasonable review. So well done, you. The rest
you actually tried the product.
That's
a great first step.
However, Helen, right? Okay, I get it. You know, your thing arrived smashed, but don't say it's 1 star as a result because you don't know the product as a result. I love that Eden is like, I'd love to leave a review, but you did leave a review. You literally did. Like, I don't think you understand how this works.
I tried this. Before I went cruelty free, I tried a sample of this. It's nothing to write home about, I don't think.
Yeah, some people really rate it. I haven't got it myself, so. We also had, you know, Ruth saying no point to her review and then said, I'm still waiting, so I can't give you an answer. I'm like, but you did. You literally, you gave an answer.
That was quite ruthless of her.
But it's like the very definition of, like, I don't want to be a B1 TCH, but we'll just leave it there. Just don't progress with that. And then the rest of them, I mean, Jade and Danny, like, they just gave bad reviews that didn't make sense in line with how they actually found it. Lads, learn to review.
This is like theoretically reviewing. Like it's like when, you know, you go online and you start spouting random conspiracy theories, unless you've actually like tried and tested, used scientific methods, you can't just go around being like, this is fact.
But it seems there's like that sort of trend with Armani purchasers or reviewers because they really just don't know how to do this. We have Armani Stronger With You Eau de Toilette, 50 mils. It's expensive enough for an eau de toilette. So Ishwish30 says musky smell, which for me, I'm like, oh no. Like whenever I think of musky, I think of closets. I haven't been in a closet in years.
Yep, not going back in there. So.
Yeah. Just says, and this is interesting, musky smell with a passion and a twist of sexiness. I don't know what that means. I'm so confused.
It sounds like they're making a cocktail, like passion and twist. Like,
Thank you. I'm thinking of passion fruit.
yeah, that's what it is, isn't it? It's like passion fruit and a twist of lemon or something. This doesn't make sense. This is, I mean, I get it. Okay, you're trying to live up to last time's, like, you know, really poetic, like, wordplay and stuff, but you're just pushing it too hard. Just take it back a notch, okay? Just have faith in yourself. Stop trying this hard, because we can feel it. It's just making everything too intense.
Just awkward.
Yeah.
With your twist of sexiness. Jet W says, not for me. It might be a nice fragrance for other nostrils, but I didn't like it. I don't think that there are enough reviews that reference the word nostrils. Like, ugh, I don't know why, but it just hits me in a way that I'm like, oh, that's very unpleasant. I don't like it.
I don't.
Yeah, and then we have Sophie Hatton 1X. Thanks for the kisses, Sophie. She says, lovely smelling perfume with a beautiful smell. We'll be getting another one soon. And you think, oh, well, surely that's 5 stars. No, my loves, that's 1 star. Again, please learn to review. Very confused. Corchard09 titled their review as, great smell. Smell lasts for a long time, I assume with the twist of sexiness. Once it's worn off, smell is still pleasant. 1 star. What?
This is one of the only non-cruelty-free products I still own, because I got it free from Superdrug, but I got the massive bottle. It is gorgeous. I'm trying to find a dupe for it. Would recommend. And I'd give it 5 stars. Not 1, 5, because that's how it works.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, just listen to Gaia. She knows how to actually review things. And also, friends, if any of you knows a cruelty-free dupe for this eau de toilette,
Yeah,
please, could you please put it down below in the comments? Very much appreciated.
Cerruti 1881 would love a dupe for that as well, or Boss Orange would also love a dupe for that. Cruelty-free perfumes are hard to find, and I want to get one.
Oh, we're just going to make a Christmas list. Like, could you tell me this?
Please make one. Please, for dear Santa, please stop testing on animals for Christmas.
I mean,
Thank you.
We can apparently only hope.
But we might be going backwards. That's fun. I don't know what that noise I just made was, but it sounded like a rusty pipe.
It's just the strangled thought of, you know, backwards evolution of humans in terms of morality.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I assume the sound was. No other explanation.
This is the Bare Minerals Original Loose Mineral Foundation SPF 15. Anonymous says, light and easy to apply. I have used Bare Minerals for 2 years, and I have found it non-irritating. 1 star. And see if you can guess before I tell you how many stars the next one is. Good coverage. I have used this product a long time. It has a very natural look. You guessed it. 1 star. Please learn to review using the correct system.
Honestly, it's not that hard, lads.
I've just noticed as well, like, people are getting annoyed with this because the first review got 17 no votes on the helpful bit. The second one got 13 no votes because people are like, what are you doing? Get help. We can help you. You just need to reach out, okay?
You just need to read the bloody instructions.
That would be a start.
Honestly.
It's like, do you know what I imagine, actually? I imagine these people going to IKEA, buying the furniture, and just being like, I don't need these, and then just assembling them, and they end up with, like, a transformer. I don't know.
No, that's a good outcome, Gaia. I'd love
that. Is a good outcome. Okay, let's go with something else. And they end up with like, I don't know, like a table that, I was about to say table that's got its legs on upside down, but then I was like, you could just turn it over and it would still work.
Does anyone know how to finish this particular metaphor?
Yeah, because we don't do metaphors, so
it's very difficult.
It's metaphorically, like, has the correct software installed for the metaphor. Oh my God, I just use a metaphor within a metaphor. We're all living in the Matrix.
Metaception. It's the whole thing. Yeah, look, it's driving me nuts that people don't know how to review. Like, it's like, I'm not being all like, oh my God, you have to, like, write me a big long review or whatever. I mean, do you know what? I'll even say it. The review of Meh made more sense.
Yeah, at least it was consistent. But you wonder why I don't understand you people. And then you send me mixed messages.
Do you know what? This is actually a visual representation of our
That's a
lives.
double empathy problem.
This is our lives, of like people saying one thing and us kind of going, huh? Teach us all these social cues and then you throw them out the window.
What do
Rude.
you expect? Are you surprised? You shouldn't be.
Rude. Rude, I tell you, my friends. Rude. And poor Bare Minerals, they got another random thing again. So this was the Bare Minerals Complexion Rescue Tinted Moisturiser SPF 30, 35 mils, which BT dubs I got from my mum, and she loves it. She doesn't like anything very like heavy, so this works for her. And Amber just left this as a review. Non-secure website. After using this website, my card details were stolen. Commiserations. It is an absolute like mind F when your card details are stolen. It's happened to me twice, and it is like I had my account drained. It was incredibly stressful, but you can't really blame the brand on the site.
When I was like 15, I had 60 quid stolen via PayPal, and somebody had used it in a petrol station. And I was like, there's so many reasons why that's not me. But I didn't go and like start like shouting at the petrol station. Well, that would be funny if I just stood there shouting at the petrol station. I meant like the people within the petrol station. Though I wouldn't put it past me. But
look, we've done stranger things in our lives.
station and your inflated prices.
Again, like I feel really bad for them because I mean, if anyone has ever been through that, it is really, really annoying. It's really stressful. It actually happened to me when I was in Edinburgh a few years ago on holiday, that somebody hacked into my card and they drained everything while I was on holidays.
Oh my god.
So I had nothing in my current account. So that was great. That was a lot of fun. Thankfully I was able to sort myself out. But like I get it, I get the stress of it, but I'm also like, not the time, not the place.
No, take it up with your bank. Just top tip.
Yeah.
If there is a suspicious transaction, contact your bank, because then they can freeze your card. They can also like do the thing, and they can like do the magic stuff, and they can help you get your account back or whatever.
I don't know how finances work, if I'm 100% honest.
I mean, I don't really know, but I know to do that because I don't know. And little tidbit of information, just random tidbits about. I just said tidbits twice. Tidbits.
I mean, I'm just executive dysfunction. Like, I'm like, cannot.
Well, that's why I call myself dysfunctionally functional.
Yeah. I'm like, so many things I can do, but then when it comes to like managing finances, I'm like,
Yeah, I'm like, hello? No? Okay.
just
So
goes in my head.
Yeah.
Can't. It just doesn't compute with me.
This is, again, Bare Minerals Original Smoothing Face Primer, 30 ml. Jan PSN says, where is it? It didn't arrive. It's an excellent product that I've had before, but this order sat pending in my bank account, then disappeared. We'll come back to that. Amanda Argester, rather, said, what happened? This used to be a very silky smooth product. Now it is thick and oily. It takes forever to dry and leaves a sticky film that makes applying foundation very difficult. Next one, not buying it. Worst dispenser. I hate this product. Dispenser is awful. Expensive for what it can do. Bottle seems empty due to no product is dispensed no matter how I tried. I'm a busy person and no time to return it.
No time.
Definitely, I won't recommend it. Not worth of time and money. The last one, by Tamrod. Horrible slick feeling. Please bring back the oil control prime time. This original prime time feels like silicone or Teflon snot on my face. My Bare Minerals, not bowel movement, original powder makeup seems to cake atop this original prime time, unlike when using the control one.
I mean, right, let's just do it in chronological order in terms of what it is, the car wreck of what we have seen here. So first person, okay, it's clear that you like the product, but you're very annoyed with the retailer. Don't take it out on the product, the lovely makeup product. It
And
didn't
also,
do anything to you.
that's how orders happen. They sit in pending, then the money disappears. That's kind of how it works. Also, I don't know where it is. Why are you asking me?
Thought you'd know.
Sorry, I'm not actually this like sort of all-knowing being. I know that my name is Gaia, like, you know, Mother Earth and stuff. but that's just because I'm round.
She's not omniscient, people. She doesn't know where your order is. I love all of the exclamation marks to just be really like, I want to speak to your manager. Like, okay.
Okay, I'm sorry.
It's just giving me a lot of like, you know, 40-something-year-old woman screaming at a 17-year-old behind the till. You know, it's giving me that energy, and I'm like, oh.
I want to speak to your manager.
I'm like, okay, love, let's do that. Then the next one, I mean, yeah, that is a proper review. I mean, that does not sound right. Thick and oily and sticky and
That's like all the things that you don't want, like, in a product.
Pretty much. So I'm like, you know how to review. All the rest of you, look at that review. That's our exemplar of how to do the reviews. Do your reviews that way. You know, makes sense. Then the person who said not buying it, I did find the whole like, I'm a busy person and I don't have time to return it. Very funny. They also don't have time to really write a proper review because there were points where it didn't really make grammatical sense. I'm very important. Do things for me, Jeffrey.
Butler.
Nah.
Oh.
It like, it does kind of just feel very
Entitled.
privileged.
Yeah, I'd say so.
And I'm like, oh, there's just something about that just makes me kind of, like cringe quite a bit.
Also, the person's name is not buying it.
Yeah. They just are not buying anything. They haven't said what the it is either.
No. What aren't you buying? Your own words? Because I'm not buying them either. I find you to be self-contradicting.
Very true. And then the last one, Teflon snot. I wasn't like prepared for that, really. That was a difficult image.
So was when I read BM the first time, because BM to me means bowel movement, and I was like,
yeah, show that you're like in psychology and working in applied settings when that's what BM means to you. Yeah, I mean, look, these are quite a few of these are rubbish reviews, if we're 100% honest. And poor Bare Minerals, they're having it again. This is their Bare Minerals Gen Nude Eyeshadow Palette 1 Rose Rebel, 6.6 grams. And Claire has put down Bare Minerals Eyeshadow Rebel. Gorgeous colours. I have sensitive eyes and this eyeshadow and brand never irritates them. Great service from Feel Unique. Always good offers and great delivery. Of course, 1 star. What? And then I enjoyed this one because this was very dramatic. This was Damia Rassam Beauty and it's simply entitled Too Much Carmine. And then it says, I tried these in store. There is too much carmine. Literally bug blood. The colours get muddy when blended. Not vegan friendly.
There's so many things, like, if you can tell on my face while I was going through all of these emotions. I mean, you tried it in store to the extent where you were able to properly attempt to blend them, first of all. Second of all, wouldn't you check something had carmine in it before you used it if you were concerned about it being vegan or not? Third of all, I don't think veganism comes in shades. I think that if there's carmine in it, there's carmine in it. Like, too much carmine. But surely, from my understanding, to a vegan, any carmine is too much carmine.
I love that, like, almost Goldilocks. And this amount of carmine is just right.
Yeah, exactly. It's like they're not like, oh yeah, 1 bug is okay, but 2 is too many.
We're looking at eradicating a whole bug family right now.
Yes, we can't. Think of the bug children.
This is somebody who's probably watched A Bug's Life many, many times. Do you know what? The thing is, I have no problem with people having their principles and, you know, making sure they have their vegan makeup, etc. Do you know what? More friggin' power to them. You know, go for it. And I love that we have way more options than we ever did 10 years ago. But I don't think that's really kind of the place to put it. You know?
Bare Minerals is at least cruelty free, right? You know, and that I mean, it's That's better than a lot of other brands, especially, more expensive brands. So that's something,
It just feels like they're putting a battle towards somebody that they probably shouldn't necessarily be putting a battle to. There's a lot worse out there
Yeah,
that you should
there
be
really is.
poking your stick at.
Yeah, like mink lashes. Yeah.
Why am I still seeing people selling mink lashes? Why?
Why are you still making them? Like, why? Like, there is no way to safely harvest mink from, they don't shed enough. They're kept in these tiny little things. They need miles, and like they need like so much land to run around in. They may be small, but they need so much land, and they're cooped up. They often get aggressive because they're not meant to be kept like as pets. They don't shed enough to be making like huge
Well,
lashes.
there's
Like,
the BS that
please
they
don't
try
let
and tell
anyone
you.
convince you of that, because
Yeah,
it's not.
the BS of like, oh, we brush them and that's how. F
And
off.
it's like, what are you brushing them with? A friggin' electric razor? Like,
Like,
piss
why
off.
am I still
Stop it.
seeing brands coming out with new mink like as in like new styles? I'm like,
Yeah,
no.
I'm like, stop it, please. Like, there are synthetic alternatives. Like, please just use those. Like, there are plenty of people doing it. Why can't you? This is the Benefit Hoola Matte Bronzing Powder. Hole says, brush is made from animal hair and it stinks. Despite the bronzer being brilliant, it is vastly overshadowed by the price and the fact that the brush is made of animal hair. Brush absolutely stinks despite washing it thrice and spraying it with perfume liberally. Now meaning I can't return it. The smell is unbearable and has passed to the bronzer, meaning my face smells whenever I use it. Such a waste of money and a real shame, as I used to be a regular customer. So Halliday 5 says, product has changed and now awful. I've been using Hoola bronzer for years and repurchased quite recently with the new Hoola stamped in it. There is no way Benefit can deny change in this bronzer when there most definitely has been. No pigmentation whatsoever. The brush doesn't pick up any of the powder. It's like a workout every morning to try and get any on my face. Such a shame, as it was the best bronzer. Now one of the worst. I will be trying to find a new one. Siobhan says, talcum! Do your research. I used to love this product. However, after reading, there is talc, aka talcum, as the first ingredient, and this is a known carcinogen. I will not be using this product ever again. It is disgusting that our beauty products are not regulated in the United States as well as they are in other countries. I hope and pray there is not a huge lawsuit with this product in future, like the J&J talcum baby powder trials. I encourage you to all extensively research what's in your makeup products. VP says, no more Benefit. I was eagerly waiting to get my hands on this bronzer, but I'm not sure if I should be writing about the shipping here. I got the bronzer nearly broken, in no mood to check the return policy. Thought I might as well use it. Adding to my nightmare was the brush, where in its first application itself, it shed like 10 to 12 bristles, which were nearly stuck to my cheek. In no mood to have this again on my face. This would be like my first and last purchase from Hoola. Think Pink says, extremely dark. I was super excited after reading the reviews for this. I was expecting sort of a Nars Laguna, but I don't know why. This is much more dark in the picture, almost brown. It cakes on and looks extremely unnatural. I would not recommend this to anyone, even my worst enemy. Thank God I tried it on before. There is so much to comment on here.
I mean, okay, let's talk about the first one where it was all like animal hair. We have talked on R&R so much about who uses the brushes that come with these things. This person does. Like, okay, I get it. I mean, the whole, having a gross brush, not great, but you could use another brush.
I know it's a revolutionary concept, but you could. Just letting you know that that option is there.
You want to try?
Here you go.
No? No? Like, it's just, I'm like, okay, and okay, yeah, I do think it's very expensive, but I think with bronzer, you have it forever, really. Like, that, you're going to pass that down to your children. Like, that stays forever. So I'm kind of like, lads, that seems to be a weird one. And I don't think people say thrice anywhere near enough. Do you like that they said, like, not several times, not twice, but thrice?
We like
the brush.
3 times.
Yeah, which, fair. God, the one who went on about talc and talcum, it's a known carcinogen. I'm like, oh my God, this is the whole thing of like, a little knowledge does a lot of. So many makeup products have talc in them.
Yeah,
so
like
many.
more often than not.
Like, good luck. And then if you're not using talc, the alternatives are usually mined rather unethically. So
pick your poison. And I mean, the whole thing about the talcum powder. It's been reformulated now, that Johnson and Johnson one, and it's because literally people weren't aware that you shouldn't literally inhale it.
I've been
But
sniffing
I'm not
talcum
sure.
for
I
years.
know sometimes makeup smells nice, but I don't know anyone who's like, oh yeah, I need a hit. Let me chop powder. Oh yeah, that's some good
That's
powder.
what I've been doing with all of my Too Faced palettes. It's the only logical reason for having them because, you know.
The kick up from bronzer is going to be far less than literal talc. And just please, just stop scaremongering.
Yeah, this is the thing. I can't deal with that,
No,
particularly in the current climate of like people going, oh, you know, if you take this, it's a bad thing. I'm like, stop it. You
if
are
you
not.
take ivermectin, the horse deworming treatment, you will cure COVID. No, you won't. You'll take horse deworming treatment. That's what you'll do. That's all that'll happen.
Honestly, I'm just like, just trust people who are actually specialists in the
Trust the
area.
science.
It's good. It's nice. It's helped us like increase our life expectancy by pretty much double. So it's,
Yeah.
it's pretty good. Pretty good. I love that VP then starts off by saying no more benefit, and then their last line is like, "It's my last purchase from Hula."
I'm like, hula who?
Hula is the product, not the brand. So that was interesting. And then the very last one being like, it's so dark, I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. And I'm like, again, my friend, the caucasity, there are deeper skin tones.
There's also hula light. It's amazing. I guess this was 9 years ago, so
Yeah.
fair enough, it didn't exist then. But it's like, it cakes on and looks extremely unnatural. I mean, yeah, it's not the right shade for you doesn't mean that it's like just bad.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure Hula wouldn't look right on me, but that doesn't mean it's a bad product. It just doesn't work for me.
Exactly.
Chill the F out, lads. It's a weird thing to get all hot and bothered about, but I mean, there's a lot of those that are just like weird. I think the only one that was relatively sane was Halliday, who was saying about the different formulation and struggling to
like
get
fair
pigment.
enough.
And I do like kind of saying the whole like getting a workout, and I'm like, oh, I should look at applying my makeup as being a workout.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, because I am chronically lazy. Then we have Benefit again, and this is their Benefit High Beam Satiny Pink Liquid Highlighter 6ml. Now, full disclosure, I have that. I actually quite like it a lot. I had it on the other day when I had an interview, and it's lovely. It gives me a beautiful little glow. But other people do not agree. We have Lily1234, who has titled it as Greasy Glitter Ball. I really don't like this product. It looked greasy and glittery. It looked unnatural, for it would look like you had a stripe of glitter on your face. Thank goodness I only have a mini version of this from a Sephora box. So crazy overpriced. Okay, I mean, I agree, it is very expensive, but there's not really any glitter in it. But alright, then Benefan for Life. So keep that name in mind. Benefan for Life just didn't do it. I love Benefit's products. No shit, Sherlock. That's your bloody personality trait right there. But this one I just felt looked like old lady blush. Maybe I am applying it wrong? It's not a blush. It's a highlight. It's a highlight.
High Beam. Benefit High Beam Satiny Pink Liquid Highlighter. You know, words mean things, guys. It's amazing. Semantics are a thing.
Not just some antics. Semantics.
Semantics.
I mean, look, I really like that product. I often travel with it. I love liquid cream products. Like, nom, 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 nom.
I'm obsessed with cream products now, like cream blush.
Oh, what were we doing with powder all that time? I mean, I still will use it from time to time, but like,
I mean, yeah, me too. Like, I'll put it over.
Same, just as that like extra like hit of pigmentation. But like, I really like this because it's you can like sheer it out and like sometimes I'll even put it underneath the foundation or mix it a little bit, and it's beautiful. Now, totally, if you are not a light skin tone, this is not going to work for you. It just isn't. But they have other shades for like deeper skin.
So they have like Posy-tin, or is that a blush? Or...
That's a blush. But they have Sunbeam, which is like a more golden-y one. Now, don't get me wrong, I think the shade range is trash, but I'm kind of like, well, what did you expect? It's
As
very
well,
pale.
they don't update their products much. So I mean, yeah, the shade ranges are kind of. I don't like saying that they're of their time, but because they haven't been updated, they need to be updated.
Oh yeah.
But like this product must be like 10 years old. So is the Hula. Like Hula's like a cult classic. Like that's been around for ages.
Yeah. But it's one of those things that needs to be updated. But I feel like those ones are not quite correct reviews.
No, I don't think so either. The CeraVe Foaming Facial Cleanser. Chinonzo says, good price for a great product. Perfect for acne, for normal to oily skin, but needs consistency. Claire says, give it a go. Brilliant face wash, good for spot-prone skin, makes your skin feel lovely and soft without over-drying. Both of these, 1 star.
Like CeraVe are known to be a really, like, it's just like a really well-known skincare, no nonsense brand. They're not like sexy. They're not
They're
skincare
simple, they're, to the point, well formulated, they've got good ingredients, they're like what a lot of dermatologists will recommend to people because they're so like gentle and there's no fragrance or anything.
And
I struggled to replace the normal to dry cleanser from CeraVe in my routine. It was the last thing in my routine that wasn't cruelty free to go because it's that good. And CeraVe are known for being really just standard and very good for a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, a lot of dermatologists out and out recommend it. So, lads, what's going on? You okay? Do we need to teach you how to do reviews?
We've offered you the help. You just have to accept. Here, take my hand. Ah.
But don't cling on to it for too long because.
No, and if your hand's sweaty or you haven't sanitized it, please don't touch me.
Yeah, actually,
just don't touch me.
Just like maybe take my elbow.
Take it. Ha ha! Your elbows. You are just a wacky, wavy, inflatable man. Woo!
Yeah, I mean, there you go.
Can we stay on track for a single item?
No. No, we can't. Stop.
We're terrible.
This is from the fabulous Feel Unique and my best friend, Shazza Tilbury. I do love her and her unique formulation. Darling. This is her magic foundation, 30 mils. And Ruth has put down, it's not magic. It's awful. Don't buy. And I'm like, the obvious title was there and you took it. I'll kind of respect you for it, She said, this is the worst foundation I have ever bought. Although the colour match was great for my skin tone when first applied, it became paler over the first hour of wear and became so very matte. The foundation sinks into pores and fine lines, highlighting their existence. That's tough. Its wearability is short-lived, wearing off well before lunchtime. I regret spending my money on this product. Please don't make the same mistake as me. I love how dramatically it ends. Like, don't
do it.
Oh no, marry for love and not for money. Like it's an end. Like I've never heard of a foundation that gets paler over time.
Deoxidizing?
It's like no, because like oxidizing is when it like reacts with oxygen. So I was going to say like it soaks up the oxygen, but then it can't. What's it doing? How is it doing? Is that the magic?
Color changing.
Look, let's be real. There are unfortunately places in the world that are going to love having something that makes you look lighter over the course of the day. Yay, systematic racism and colonial oppression. Yay! But I mean, this isn't really great. And I mean, I will say I have a lot of problems with lines, hence the fringe talks. And I really noticed that with like foundation of just
Mine's here. It always does it. I don't so much get it here yet, but I'm sure that will come very soon.
It's very upsetting. Didn't have it pre-PhD. PhD came. Now I have train track.
Did you have a fringe before your PhD?
Yes, I think you'll find that I don't change anything about myself very much because I'm not able for it. Like when Missa was over at my house, she saw that there were pictures of me when I was a kid, and she was like, "Oh, you have the same haircut," and I'm like,
I've had the same hairdresser since I was about 6 or 7.
I don't like change. And then he was like, why don't you just get your hair cut down in Carlo? And he was like, why do you have to go all the way back to Mayo to get your hair cut? And I'm like, I don't know how to
How
explain.
dare you suggest such a heinous thing?
I'm like, look at you and your
You're typical nonsense. Cute.
Yeah, I mean, nice for him that he can just go to whomever. And I'm like, oh, the stress. I need to go in and I need to check it out and I need to. Yeah, it's much stress. Anyways, I mean, I don't think we'll be getting that anytime soon. But I know Chazza is known for her foundations. So it seems to be one of her things that she does quite well on, that and lipsticks. Not
Yeah.
the eyeshadows, because they are boring AF.
Oh god, yeah.
Anyways, hopefully we weren't boring AF. Although if we were, you probably aren't at this point of the video. So actually, anyone who's saying, oh no, you're not boring, you're the ones who've managed to stick it out this long. So well done. And those who thought we were boring, you've probably X'd out long before this. So how dare you be unsupportive of my dreams.
But haha, you already watched some of it, so joke's on you.
Still can't see my views. No. But you know the whole thing. I mean, I'm going to have Gaia's details down in the description box. If you find any interesting, funny, bizarre reviews, either send them to me or to Gaia, whomever. We're both in this together. Which
preferably one of us two, though, not whomever, because if you send it to Jane Doe, she's not going to do anything about it.
Yeah, particularly if it's not like bread related.
No.
She's really not.
She's in it for the carbs. Only the carbs.
Although she will review it if she hasn't ordered it. So it's very confusing. We've told her, Jane, this is not the way you do things, but
she's just not.
Yeah. So either send it to me or to Gaia. Follow Gaia on the Instagram. She's
not in real life.
Not in real life. I feel like we shouldn't have to say that, but there are some people out there who are a bit scary. You can follow me. I'm very boring and I don't do anything interesting. I mostly just flap around in the corner and have a little bit of a panic.
That sounds exactly like. It just sounds exactly like what I do all day anyway. We're the same person. That's insane.
It's happening. Anyways, do please like, comment, and subscribe. Do please share. Sharing is caring. Turn on the notification bell because you want to see more of this, more of the weirdness, and also I do reviews and other things. It's fabulous. Honestly, it's a great time over here. 10 out of 10. Fox News said it's where they get all of their information from, so very trustworthy. Much good. Anyways, that's it. I'm going to F off now. Bye.